Hi, welcome, and thank you for being here. I hope you've been managing okay on this wild ride of the full, total lunar eclipse in Virgo, plus now today is the first day of Mercury in retrograde. It's also the Ides of March, I believe, which was a big day in Julius Caesar, right, where he was warned, beware the Ides of March, and that was the day that he was betrayed, right, by his trusted Congress members who basically all swarmed and stabbed him to death. So it's kind of intense times today, and so thank you for being here if you're here. I did a reading last night that was also really intense. It was kind of corresponding right in alignment with as the lunar eclipse was sort of beginning to occur. I think I might have been a few hours early, but a lot of intense things came out in that reading that I wasn't expecting. I don't dislike those kinds of readings where you get a lot of messaging around like organized crime and things going down of that nature. One of my favorite readers does, but I don't typically have those kinds of messages come out. I have had some of them come out in personal readings, which is also really interesting because it's like, I'm not involved really in that level of crime. If I do any crime, it's petty, right? Like speeding, smoking weed, taking recreational drugs occasionally, right? Stuff like that. Nothing that would be part of a criminal empire, but that came through. So somebody or someone's needed to hear that. The other interesting thing too is this morning and last night in the dream space, and then this morning, I got some really big third eye impressions about not only, because I've had some suspicions of my own for a while because I've had this hater that I've known about in my life. I've had suspicions that this person has whipped up anger against me from her associates or friends or whatever in her life. And I don't have any corroboration of that other than my intuition, which I now am trusting. I'm not doubting it so much anymore. I don't go doing anything with it other than to just personally take note and do what I need to protect myself, right? But this morning and last night, I got way more than I ever would have thought in terms of who they are, who these people are, what their names are. Then I was sort of like, oh my God, what should I do, right? Because I was mad. I was angry because I know who they are, basically. Some of them are known to me personally, I know them and have had personal relationships with them. And a couple other people I just know through, the web of life, right? Degrees of separation. I know of them, but I don't know them personally. And that also really pissed me off. It's fuck you, you don't even fucking know me. And yet you're going to sort of be in this weird hate camp with this person. And so that was a lot of information. And I honestly, as a spiritual person, I felt trusted with it. Okay, we're going to reveal this to you. Now what are you going to do? And so I had to really think about it. And I thought and prayed and decided not to name them here, in part because another little bit of guidance I got was wait it out, pray about it, right? And then also focus on the things that you know are your work for your higher calling. And it was very specific. It was bees, water, deer, nature, things that are of nature that I love and that I feel guided and have felt guided for a long time in my own life just by my own conscience to be active in. I'm a river activist. I'm an activist for the health of this river, for Celilo Falls. I try to be an activist for nature, not that I'm a biologist or anything. Sometimes I don't know what the right answers are for nature, but I trust the biologists that do. And I listen to them. I'm a science believer, right? I'm not someone who's of the spiritual world that's against science or against vaccines necessarily. And I know that's part of the spiritual community. That's not me. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. But I know who you are, so I'm just going to say that outright. I know who you are. I know what you've been doing, and I know who you are. And I'll just leave it there. I'm going to trust time to work itself out. I don't have to take everything into my own hands all the time. This kind of reading is not going to be for everyone. Someone might catch this reading and think she's paranoid, right? I know better. I know that I'm not. I'm not going to take any action other than to just say it straight up. I know who you are. Like, I know who you are. So good luck to you. Good luck to you in getting your karma, or in trying to get away from your karma. I haven't done jack shit to deserve the shit that this person's been doing. They were very convincing, apparently, at convincing other people that I was, which is sad to me because a couple of them don't know me, and the other couple do know me and know that I never did fuck all to them. So enjoy your hater lifestyle, right? Enjoy, because I have my joy that's doing the work that I care about for the bees, for the wildlife all around me, for the health of the river, and my own health and my own self-love. And so it was good spiritual guidance I got. Just focus on yourself. Pray. And so I did. I prayed. I was like, if those people wanted worse, like humiliation for me, and like wanted to, you know, cause me harm, then I hope that it comes out. And I asked for that. And then otherwise, just, I'm going to let it go. But I wanted to at least say something here. So, and that's the kind of thing that if you've never encountered like a narcissist in the workplace or whatever, that stuff's very real, and you should watch out for it, because it's not unusual for somebody with a narcissistic personality to do a smear campaign against you if you get on their wrong side. What's sad though is that it's, you know, I didn't even do anything necessarily to get on this person's wrong side. Nothing that they didn't do especially. Like, I'm not a perfect person, but I never acted directly against them. They need to keep their own yard clean is all I'll say about that, you know. So what's to come out today for this post-eclipse, maybe hangover type energy that we're in? What's important to know? I'm going to do a little bit of crystal ball gazing also. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I was trusted to handle the kind of information that I got, to not then, you know, run with it. I humbled myself. I cooled myself off. I used my prayer practice to pray for, you know, justice for myself, and then I turned it over to something greater than me. So it's weird to pray for justice in this world in some ways, because I'm not someone who necessarily believes in policing or the cops. I'm an abolitionist. But I think these people have also like broken laws and shit, and so it's going to feel a little weird if some of their justice that comes to them is through the police system, because I'm not someone who celebrates that system really, but I'm just one person. I don't control, you know, I do what I can to promote the idea of abolition, and then whatever, people's karma gets carried out in ways that are beyond me to control, right? So that's all I'll say about that. What's some important stuff for us to know here? Ooh, 9 of Cups. That's nice to see at the bottom of the deck. Good things coming. Queen of Swords. Crossed by the Ace of Pentacles. Also very positive. Good. In the unseen is the Emperor. Ace of Wands in the higher realms. This is exciting. This is just the kind of thing I was hoping for too. Fucking A, 10 of Cups. This is good stuff. Good stuff. And a good reminder that I don't need, you know, I'm not judge, jury, and executioner, right? I can be given that kind of information and know that it's not for me to just go on some personal vendetta, because I'm not like those people. I'm not like the people that were doing their work against me, doing their smear campaign, practicing black magic, right? I'm not like that. So it's not for me to decide I'm going on a one-woman vengeance. I'm not Beatrix Kiddo, right? I love those movies, but that's not who I am. I'm going to let something greater than me bring justice. That's not to say that that's choices for everyone. That's just who I am, okay? I don't judge somebody like Beatrix Kiddo that seeks their own vengeance to a point, right? I count on stuff like this. So the Queen of Swords here, a highly discerning feminine energy, is about to be given some type of an option or a choice or an offer. It's bringing in a huge opportunity for you, Queen of Swords, and under what's going on under the surface is the Emperor. This could mean literally in the spiritual world, like the Emperor of the underworld, a god like Hades. It could also just be a very powerful player in your life that is operating in a way that you may not be aware of yet, that's going to come in and do some kind of a gesture or make you some kind of an offer. In the recent past is the Page of Pentacles, and to me this is almost in some ways like what happened for me. I was given some information and trusted, and even sort of intuitively, claircognizantly I was being asked, so now what are you going to do? We're going to trust you with this information. What are you going to do with it now? Because part of what happened in the dream space, I keep having experiences in my dream space. I'm a therapist, and so in my dream space, they were doing things like create chaos in my practice. And if people are practicing the arts against you, they'll do things like try to impact your money, try to hinder your progress, hinder your growth, do freezer spells to get in your way, slow you down, things like that. And in the dream space, it was like they were creating chaos in my clinical practice. But it was way off the mark because they were doing things that don't even apply to my clinical practice. So I was like, okay, what's this? And that's what sort of prompted me to meditate and ask for, who is doing this? Like, I think I know, but can I have confirmation? That's kind of how I made my prayer. So you might be in a position like that, where if you really want to know, you can ask, you can pray, but then recognize you're being trusted with information that you might be guided to not act on. That's exactly what happened to me. I was then intuitively guided, like, just wait, don't act. In fact, it was ignore it, very specifically, ignore it, pray, wait. Those were my guided messages as well. And then what to focus on, which were bees, birds, water, and deer. Those are things that I value and that are uplifting, and that I can focus on to give my life meaning in a good way, right? Not in an I'm getting down in the mud and engaging in some kind of fight with people that I don't even fucking care about, right? Like, I don't fucking care. There was one in there that I did care, but it's like, they made their choice, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna cry anymore about it, that's for sure. So, in the recent past, you may have had some kind of communicative gesture made your way. I don't think it's this Ace of Pentacles, but it could be. It could just be that you were given something, made an offer, or given some kind of information. It has to do with an opportunity, with an Emperor. I know who these people are in my life, so I'm hoping you know who this is referencing in your own, right? In the near future is the Ten of Cups. Something very joyful is coming for you, Queen of Swords. So this is very optimistic and like a reward for your hard work and your discernment. The offer that's coming across, or the opportunity, you've planted good seeds, right? Because of your discernment. You've planted good seeds for yourself by knowing when to choose your battles, knowing which opportunities to take and which ones to ignore, knowing that bigger things are coming for you and you're coming into a very empowered place. Not only is it an empowered place, it's a very joyful place. A Knight of Pentacles is the energy that you're in. So your discernment has slowed you down. I don't mean slowed you down like held you up. I mean gotten you into a stable place because you've recognized, I need to be wise here. I need to proceed cautiously, and I need to plant my seeds in a very thoughtful way, right? In a way that's not rushed. It's not vengeance seeking, right? It's like prayer, or it's like I'm going to watch and wait for the opportunities that feel right in my gut, not just what society says I should take, or what even just my cerebral cortex says I should take. I need to trust all of my intuitive guidance, not just my own logic, but my intuition, my gut, my prayer and my answered prayers, right? That's this kind of energy. It's not the fastest. It's not shortcuts like these people were doing, right? Taking shortcuts, doing things like steal work, copy work, smear someone in order to get ahead themselves, right? In order to enact their vengeance or whatever it is. That's not what they were doing. They were not in Knight of Pentacles energy. That's the energy that you've learned to be in. For me, this has been a very hard journey. One of the hardest is learning patience, like a Knight of Pentacles has. But this is what you're embodying right now, and it's very congratulatory, right? It's bringing you into a place where you're an emperor, or you're attracting the attention of people who are emperors. And again, like I said, this could even be spiritually, right? Like even the gods of the underworld admire you, for example, or even people who may operate outside. Like that was something too that I kind of had this hit on, which was like, even though these people are hating on you, they also can't help but like you in this weird way. I know I'm likable, you know, I know that, but I also am not for everyone. There's a lot of people, and including, I think, this group at times, that I'm triggering. I've always kind of been like that. I'm triggering for some people, even within my family. My family thinks I'm a know-it-all, for example. My family thinks, or else they think I'm naive, or I think I'm smarter than I am, right? Like, I trigger people. That's okay. I've tried to make my peace with it. Sometimes it's still hard, because I want a community too. I don't always want to trigger competitive energy in other people, but it's something that happens. I trigger competitiveness in people around me, and maybe it's just I don't know why. There's lessons in that for me, because I'm not some goddess queen, right? I'm still a person having a human experience, and I need to learn lessons too. And this is a great lesson, is learning how to move in a more methodical way, like the Knight of Pentacles. The energy coming at you is magic, and this is for good or ill. It could be a combination of both. Practitioners, people working against you. In my case, I believe that people have practiced black magic against me at one time or another. But I also have this skill myself. But this is the energy coming at you. So just know that, and do the things you need to protect yourself, right? You already know, Queen. You're a Queen of Swords. You already know. Okay? You want, like I just said, you want collaborative relationships. You want to be connecting with people that want to collaborate with you and don't see you as competition, aren't threatened by your success, aren't threatened by your discernment. I'll sometimes make decisions in my life, like even with people who've been in my life for a long time. If I'm starting to feel like they're not a good influence on my energy, I will cut cords and end the relationship. And that's not a popular move, especially in healing circles. People are always, there's such an emphasis on forgiveness. And forgiveness is wise, right? I'm not saying don't forgive, but it's also like, you know, I don't need to have everyone in my life. Like, not all relationships are forever, right? Like, I'm selective, and it's saying you are too. You're a Queen of Swords, but you want people that you can trust around you. This is what you're hoping for. What's the outcome card here? It's the Eight of Pentacles. It's to just keep doing your work. Like I was guided this morning, do your work, what you're here to do. Focus on justice and liberation, not just for people, but for nature, for the environment, for waterways. Like in Ecuador, for example, where nature is considered an entity with rights, like people, right? Like nature has rights, okay? That's a beautiful way of conceptualizing the world around us, because we are of nature. It's not separate from us, right? Tell me more about the Eight of Pentacles. What is your work, Queen of Swords? And then I'm also going to ask about what is this offer that's been, or this information that has come towards you. What is your work? What are you being guided towards? Justice. Calm waters, moving away from this sort of catalyzed. That's how I had to really breathe and calm down when I was, you know, because I was angry. They were things I had suspected, but to see it and know it for sure, I was mad, and I had to really move towards calmer waters here, like the Six of Swords, out of this catalyzed energy and turn my desire for justice to something greater. This is the Justice card. It's not the Six of Pentacles, it's the Justice card. This is a justice meted out by somebody like an emperor, a higher law, a higher governing body than me, right? It could be something like that. That's your work right now. That's it. That is the truth. The Ace of Swords. That's what you're being guided to do in your work. What is it about this Pentacles here, this Ace of Pentacles, that is furthering you? Is it an offer? Is it that your own seeds that you've been planted? Or is it something that's, what is it here? Three of Pentacles at the bottom. So it might be an offer to collaborate. It looks like it's an offer to work together, or seeds planted in your, but through this Page of Pentacles communication of wanting to work with you, right? It's good news. It's a friendly offer. You're going to have to, again, use your discernment and tap into your High Priestess within. You're already well on your way as a Queen of Swords, because it may be that this offer coming in with the Seven of Pentacles, it could kind of go either way. A Seven of Pentacles can be the kind of work that never gets you anywhere, or it can be a great offer to collaborate, but it's going to take some time before it materializes into anything like a Ten of Pentacles, right? For example, is it positive? Is this offer coming with positive intent? Doesn't strike me as a warning necessarily, just one that you might need this kind of Knight of Pentacles patience for, and to tap into your higher knowledge here and your own High Priestess within. Or it might be an offer to collaborate spiritually, right? Someone might be drawn to your spiritual gifts and want to work with you. What is it? Page of Cups. So now there's three pages here. A Page of Wands, a Page of Pentacles, and a Page of Cups. A Tower. So is this related to this magician over here? Because these people strike me as not quite at your level. If you're this High Priestess, these people are pages. And so collaborating with people who are not quite, I don't know, right? There's something to that possibly. It might be that this is, see, what is this? Are these things connected? They're people from your past. What should you understand about this offer? Or this Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles? It's showing up as people maybe from childhood, or people who are younger than you that want to work with you. It might bring a tower, or because they are going through a tower, they may want to now come in and try to work with you in order to escape their own problems, right? I don't know. Let's see. What should you understand about these pages that have shown themselves here? What's the story? They're people from your past, and they're also, it looks like, people younger than you, potentially, or at least spiritually younger than you, not at your level. You're a Queen of Swords, High Priestess, okay? You've got this magician energy coming at you. These pages are not at your level. How does your inner warrior perceive surrender? Tenderness with the inner child. Medicine of laughter. It's interesting. So it doesn't strike me as anything super nefarious, but it might be that people are being drawn to you that want to learn from you. You need to be kind. If you don't want to work with them, it's not somebody, they're not people that are out to get you, is kind of what it's looking like here. But it might be that you're more interested in working with someone who's like an emperor or a magician, right? And these are people who might want to come in and work with you and learn from you, and that's going to require discernment, right? Do you want to go there and do that kind of work, or do you want to, it's up to you. I mean, that's where your free will comes in. What else about these pages? Because it's kind of interesting here. What should you understand? Having youthful energy around you can bring a lot of levity and laughter into your life. It can be healing, so that's a bonus to consider, right? Regardless, you want to be respectful. I don't know about this tower, though. That's the other thing. It's like, well, what is this exactly? So we have egg in the upright and dinner in the upright. Take care when peering into the unknown. So there's a warning here because of this Tower card. And in fact, this laughter, there's a quality to it that strikes me a little bit as witching laughter, right? Like, dinner. And it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And egg represents Alien, the movie. And that's interesting because I've been having this image come through of this pregnancy that's like not a human pregnancy, okay? Like in Alien, where that alien comes out of that guy's stomach. There's something to that. I don't know what it's about, but I'm just going to say it again here. You need to be cautious about something like this because there might be something that's just not good for you involved. Like these people might be coming towards you because they want your help, for example, or they want your protection, or they want to be in your light in some way, in a way that kind of takes from you. Okay, that's coming through. Dinner. You are what you eat. Focus on sustainable options. So if you join up or link up with these people, they're not necessarily at your level, okay? That doesn't mean they can't get there themselves on their own path, but you don't need to do that. I sense that that's kind of what it's saying here, is that you're a high priestess. You don't need to feel like this is your only option here. You're going to have a lot of options, okay? This might come in like a really sweet, adorable package. And it's saying you don't need to be, you don't need to be seeing an enemy everywhere, right? These just could be people that are not working at the same level that you are. And that can be in profession too. We're not just speaking only about the spiritual world here. This can have anything to do with your professional life as well. What else should you know? What about this Ten of Cups and Magician and such over on this end of things? Ten of Cups, Magician, Six of Wands. You want to be working successfully with people. What else should you know about that? About your Ten of Cups and the Magician and whatnot? Treasure Island, new life, breathe. So the Treasure Island card usually has a warning with it that not all that glitters is gold. We're going to read it, so just hang on a minute. But not everybody that wants to work with you is for you. Okay, that's part of it that's coming through just from tarot and from my deck, right? You've worked hard and acted upon your unwavering belief in abundance, and suddenly, in the midst of it all, you hit the jackpot. You have uncovered the map to buried treasure and tapped the unlimited potential within you. What you must hone now is your ability to recognize when X marks the spot, because some of these golden opportunities may be obvious, but others may not be so readily apparent. Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase, that Ten of Cups that we asked about. Not everybody is going to be for you in terms of who you work with and opportunities as they come in, right? Trust your intuition to light your way now as you enter this truly prosperous phase, where all along hard work navigating your inner life is now paying off externally. In all aspects of your life at this time, you have good fortune. Don't forget to enjoy it and share it with others, as treasure multiplies like magic. Your relationship is a treasure, providing even more than you need, but you may not see that right now. And this strikes me as that emperor in the unseen. No matter how long you've been together, you and your partner are always discovering hidden gems about yourselves and each other. Now is a time of discovery. It's as if everything is in sync and everything is new again. Romance blooms and love is in the air with that 10 of Cups in the near future. You can be assured that this partnership will bring you great gifts and valuable lessons. Keep your heart open. The message of this card is to celebrate love and what it teaches you. Okay, so now New Life in the reverse. This is card 39. You must acknowledge your inexperience and gently allow yourself to be like the delicate new bud opening with these ace cards for sure. There's 3 aces here. It's a beginning phase for you. You've graduated to a really high level, right? But it's still in the early stage. It's okay to admit you may not know something. You're at the beginning of things and haven't yet hit your stride. Be immersed in the newness of it all and don't try to rush the learning process. Like this Knight of Pentacles, you're already kind of tapped into that wisdom. New life has its own timetable for maturity. Be here now. Life loves you. Beautiful. And then card 29, breathe. In the reverse. Inertia, laziness, and apathy are signs not of slowing down, but of decay and lifelessness. Wake up and do something to shake this off. Go outside for some air. A walk in nature will remind you that all of life is ensouled and magical. Get some exercise, move out of your head and into your body, and breathe in deeply. Each breath is precious. So just be breathing and trusting the greater forces to carry you and the greater tides to carry you where you need to go. Really great. So now I'll do some scrying here and then end this reading. I'm seeing a smiley face right away. That's nice. Peeking around a corner like, hey there. You ready? It's kind of sweet. But it's a little hard to recognize at first. Like you might be like, what? This isn't a package I wasn't expecting. So that's there. That's important to know. Yeah, they're coming with opportunity around them. They are in this great energy, this Ace of Wands energy. So like it was saying, there's going to be other offers coming to you, but not all of them are as developed as some of the others. And it's not enemies. There's not enemies coming at you, but you may have been through a journey kind of like me where you've had to cut a lot of cords, and you may have had haters around you that were acting against you, and you've had to get wise to that and get discerning. And now here comes some people with smiling faces in a good way, right? That are coming with something to offer, not just to take from you and your knowledge, right? You've earned this, is what it's saying, because of your hard work. Yeah, the offer that this smiling person is extending is very lit. It's very lit, almost even beyond what they are themselves, right? So there's something really good, like maybe your energy combined creates something like that is coming through. I'm seeing the rabbits like they show up in the animation of the movie Watership Down, the rabbits and the stars. So there might be something about the constellations and fertility that's striking me as a message of abundance and fertility that's coming towards you. It could also be the year of the rabbit. We just had the year of the rabbit not long ago, I think. So something during that year might have happened that was like fortuitous about this time in your life. But it's striking me as guidance that you're receiving about your abundance that you can tune into through prayer. Watermelon is coming through, and we were talking about planting seeds earlier. It's getting to be that time in the northern hemisphere. I mean, it's getting too late to do seed starts, but I'm seeing a little frog, real tiny little frog, like a Pacific tree frog. So that might have meaning for someone. They're starting to sing where I live. Nice to hear them. Ooh, my ear just started ringing. And there was that sing to clear your throat chakra. I'm seeing like a creature like a pelican, where their jaw is really able to take in a lot of... It's not a pelican though, it's some kind of otherworldly creature, like a cryptid. But it's able... Oh, now I can kind of see it. Oh my god, it's like a snake. Wow. And snakes came through a lot last night in the obsidian mirror. And we're in the year of the snake, so that's not shocking. But I have a relationship with snakes, so that means something to me. It's a really powerful snake opening jaws, like coming. So that's like poison medicine, right? Wow, that's really powerful. But there's something about the jaw that might have meaning, because that's what came first before the snake came into focus, was the jaw, the lower part of its mouth. Now I'm seeing a nun in those kind of wild nun hats, like The Flying Nun is an old show with Sally Field that used to wear one, like the winged type of habits. I don't know what order of nuns that's from, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to disrespect, but ooh, and now I'm seeing a beautiful like Virgo, like a virginal image with a cat. She's got a cat that she's holding. That strikes me as, I feel like there's a goddess in the Norse pantheon that has a chariot of cats. Is that right? Or am I just making that up? Like she rides in a chariot that's pulled by cats. I feel like, I could totally be wrong. I don't know. But she's coming through like the clearest out of anybody. So that might be a guide for someone. I think Bastet is also a feline feminine deity, and it could be a reference to Bastet as well. And now the cat is kind of turning into, oh, I don't know what this means. It'll mean something to somebody, but he's turning into like a salty dog with like an old ship's captain hat. And he's smoking a pipe. That's cute. I'm seeing a man from, like, it looks like Depression era. Like he's showing up black and white, wearing his jeans and his shirt, like he's walking, like very working class man. And he's wearing a hat. That might be somebody's ancestor is kind of what it's feeling like maybe somebody's grandpa. He's walking, like, and I have the feeling that he's been walking a long time. Like he might have been walking even across the country on foot. That's something my grandfather did, was ride the rails from the Midwest out to the West Coast. When he was looking for work, he walked and rode the rails. That's how he got here. And that's kind of what it's reminiscing about. So that might be somebody to you. Yeah, now he's working a plow. But this is a plow that I don't know how many people in the US ever used. It's the old kind of hand plow that's hitched to a working animal. I don't know how common those were in the US, but that's a very old practice agriculturally. And in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in spring. So plowing the fields, right? Plowing the fields, sowing direct seeds into the soil in the fields has meaning for someone. And this is like the very heart of this was that Ace of Pentacles, like seeds. It's striking me that these are the seeds you've planted, Queen of Swords. You're going to be getting a lot of offers, and it's like it's saying it's going to be up to you where you go. None of it's negative, but some are going to advance you further than others. Some might take more from you than you really would like, right? And now I'm seeing a garden gnome. Lots of old Europe with that goddess with the cat chariot, and then now this garden gnome. And he's kind of over by her a little bit, so those have meaning for somebody. I mean, garden gnomes are real. They're not just a yard decoration. They're based on mythical beings, right? Like from the fairy world. And I'm seeing like an old race car, the old race car that had like two larger wheels in the back, like wagon wheels almost looking, and then the two smaller in the front, and the guy would wear that leather cap and those goggles. I'm seeing one of those. Ancestors, these might be people's ancestors. And now I'm seeing something about Laura Ingalls Wilder and Little House on the Prairie. So that might be something to you, right? Those books or that storyline. Yeah, and a horseshoe. And then, okay, now the final message that's kind of coming through, like I'm just understanding like this is the last message, is a cigar. A cigar very prominently coming through here. So cigars, tobacco, right? There was a pipe referenced earlier. Tobacco might have meaning here to multiple people. Okay, do I want to pull any more cards, or... I'll pull an endgame card as a final question to be asking yourself to close this reading. Instead of opening with the endgame, I'll close with it. What are some questions maybe that can help you find your way through all of these choices and options, or those messages that just came through the crystal ball? What is one thing you could do to improve your life? So yeah, I think that's great advice. Just focus on your goals for your life. Don't be distracted by feeling obligated to help people who maybe aren't as far along as you, unless that's going to be gratifying for you as well, right? It's important that you focus on your life. Let your need for justice about some areas in your life that you're having to move away from come from something greater, and know that you're already well on your way to this amazing 10 of Cups, right? So thank you much, and I will see you in the next reading.